back at everything that this senior class and you have accomplished, did you ever think that, I mean, realistically coming into this program, that all this was possible for you and the rest of the seniors?
Yeah, coming in, we had a lot of things to improve on, especially me. I've said it countless times, coming in and just seeing Kirk Cousins and the way he worked and the way he played, I'd look at him and be like, I'd be lucky to start one game here. And then looking at it team-wise, we knew coming in that we had a pretty deep senior class and we had a pretty talented senior class. We knew that we could accomplish a lot of things, but it was just the whole hard work aspect, buying into the hard work mentality and buying in to what all the coaches believed in us. And to be sitting here one win away from making it to the national championship, it's kind of hard to put a finger on it. I don't think it's really hit me yet. I've talked to a lot of people about it, and it still hasn't hit me. And I think once we go down to Dallas, it'll hit me. But we just couldn't be more thankful.
Connor, was there the two teams the one team that beat him is Ole Miss, but the other couple of teams that have challenged them, Connor, it's been with quarterbacks that could throw down the field. Obviously, they didn't have to only be one-dimensional. So I'm curious, how big is that ability to throw down the field so their front seven can't stack the box in this game?
Yeah, I think it's not just playing them, but in playing anyone. You got to be able to throw the football to be successful. You got to be balanced. You got to be able to run and throw. But they have a very talented defensive line, obviously linebackers, and they've watching film. I mean, their defensive line, they get to the quarterback. So I'm gonna have to get rid of the ball quick. Receivers are gonna have to get open. It's gonna be tight coverage. Just like Iowa, just like Michigan. They have very talented defensive backs, so it's going to be a challenge for us, not just running the ball, but passing the ball as well. So, we're watching a lot of film, we're putting in a lot of work, and we're going to be up for the challenge.
Connor, what's been your day-to-day since the Big Ten title game to get healthier or healthy and where are you at?
To just go out there and see how I feel, and then, based on how I feel, just kind of go from there. And, these last 2 days of practice, I felt really good, the best I've felt since the injury, and, we're just going from there.
Do you think there's a chance you'll feel 100% in the game?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. From when I've heard it, I've been pretty limited in practice, and I'm pretty much doing everything in practice now. So I'm pretty confident about that.
Connor, the more you seem to accomplish, the more you seem to still have to prove. Todd McShay said some things about you. There was the whole thing with the Big Ten championship game, and you seem to always respond well to that. It's almost like it fuels what you're doing. You talk a little bit about that?
I'm here to talk about Alabama. I'm not going to talk about that stuff right now.
Connor, you mentioned Kirk Cousins. Was there anything kind of specific or lessons you learned from him and maybe Andrew starting in 2012 that really carried over and helped you become the winningest quarterback in program history?
I think it was the way that Kirk carried himself off the field and his work ethic off the field. Not just, doing the bare minimum, obviously staying after, throwing with B.J. Cunningham, guys like Keyshawn Martin, after practice, before practice, and then his film study too. He was always in the film room. Every time I walked by, he was in there breaking down film, watching the film. So if there was one thing that I kind of took from him, it was just his work ethic.
What's the biggest adjustment for you, say, this year, where you went from a really good quarterback and a really good team to a guy who could be national championship quarterback?
When or how?
What has been the adjustment? Has it been different?
No, not really. I think it's just the chemistry. I think early on we were trying to find that chemistry. And then, me and Burbridge got it, and then R.J. Shelton's really come along on the scene. Josiah Price obviously has always been a good tight end for us. But I think it's just a level of comfort in the offense, not just with me, but our wide receivers as well, and just, developing that chemistry, becoming comfortable with one another, and then trusting and relying on one another as well.
How about you, though, being in the spotlight more and more, bigger games, more?
I'd say just comfort, being familiar with the offense, comfortable with the offense. And then just being an experienced quarterback, being my third year starting, having played in big-time games and just knowing how to, carry myself and know what to expect and with the emotions and everything else that goes along with the game.
What is your skill set, do you think, that separates you from other quarterbacks naturally? Is it pocket presence? Is it whatever? What's the thing that makes you different if you had to quantify yourself?
I don't know. I'm not going to comment on my ability to other quarterbacks.
Okay, not compared to other quarterbacks. What's your strength? I guess. What have you?
I'm just a pocket passer. I like throwing in the pocket. I think I knock on wood, make decent decisions on the field as well, and I don't know, just protect the football. I think.
The feel in the pocket thing. I mean, is that a natural thing? I think back to the shot you took on the knee in the opener a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
didn't seem to phase having people at your feet and how that affected you or anything like that. Has that sort of always been a natural gift, or is that something you've had to really work on?
I think it's kind of a natural, but obviously, you know, the longer you're here, the longer you're at a program, you know, you improve on some things and you get more comfortable. So I think, you know, I've kind of always had that in high school and stuff and middle school growing up. But, you know, since I got here, you know, obviously you work on things and trying to improve on some things. And, you know, pocket presence was a thing, you know, because looking back, you know, when I was a freshman, sophomore, I would leave the pocket too early and I wouldn't really trust it. And I think in 2013, when I, you know, started playing in more games and was more comfortable and actually started games, you know, that was the one thing Coach Warner told me was, you know, is to trust the pocket, trust it. Go through your read, you know, trust the O-line. I started doing that, and then just kind of improved from there.
A lot of people were saying that Riley Bull is one of those guys that really gets the team fired up to play. Do you have a story, a specific story about him, or what is it that makes him kind of that vocal guy?
Yeah, I mean, his whole family's kind of like that. You know, when Max was here, Max was super vocal, and we get guys fired up. But the one thing the one story that I could think of was just before the Michigan game. We're in the hotel getting ready to leave, and Riley just stood up and started going off, just saying how much this game meant to him and his family, and just was trying to get all of us into it, just so we had his back and that we would do anything to win the game for him, just for how important it was.